left eyebrow up. And
It's a good thing.
what's going on, everyone? Happy Hump Day, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I am one of your co-hosts, David. We are coming at you live from our studio live here in the lively Las Vegas, Nevada, with our daily, only on the weekdays, but sometimes we like to switch it up, live shows. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that anyone says on this channel, especially Robin, should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. Speaking of content and things to talk about today, big news coming out of the United Kingdom as a new pro-crypto prime minister has taken her place. We'll discuss that and the implications on the crypto markets. Also, the ETH Bellatrix upgrade goes off with hitches, not without hitches. And finally, Polygon surpasses Ethereum.
You know what they say?
Make it make sense.
You know what they
we
say?
will make it make sense.
Hitches get stitches.
And now to your other, he's not funny today for some reason, co-host Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams. We also do the deep dives. We also make badass thumbs up signs, which are supposed to entice you to thumbs up.
Don't drag me into this. You made that sign, not me.
That's right. I am behind this world-renowned artistic masterpiece.
The collectible.
David had no say
We're going to
in
make
this.
it an NFT.
This thing.
And they'll sell for nothing.
It's seen better days.
Look at that
That's so
thing.
terrible, dude. That is so... What?
It's time for an upgrade.
Yeah.
If anybody has arts and craft skills that are watching, would like to contribute to a better thumbs up sign, we will drop our address to the link.
You know who would make a badass one? G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get the thumbs up going on. Let me actually see what the thumbs up are looking like here. 11 likes. 18 likes. 18 likes. We only got 20 people in here. Where is everybody at?
They're scared.
They still on a holiday?
They're on the red day. The blood in the streets. People are home. Afraid. TVs are off.
That's right. All right. So before we get into it, I'm going to do a quick roll call. All right. So first in the chat, we got Jonathan Sharif. We got
Why do
Marky
you
Mark.
say it like that?
Don't worry about it. Marky Mark, Nordy. Also, we got Redman in here, Brokey Yoshi, and then Why You Loud Gang, Brian Hamilton, Sean Burns, Jimmy, Sean C. We got double Sean's up in here. Peter K, Sir Babe, and Crack. We got Running the Silverback Gorilla.
What?
He changed his name
Where?
to Running Silverback Gorilla.
Where? Let me see.
And then that's when you know your boys the truth. And so
No, people just get tired of like, man, he said my name wrong again. Whatever, I'll just change it. Can't beat him, join him, right?
that's right. You know what? That's very inspiring. That's actually the second proof was that Wheelin' Dealin' James Wheeler also changed his name because
you
I couldn't pronounce it. That's right.
are you done with the roll call?
And then Terry K. We got True Love. My true love is here. So, True Love. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Are you on one today? What is wrong with you? My True Love is here?
Yeah.
That's his name is My True Love or just True Love?
True Love.
Okay. Not your true love.
It's my true love.
Silverback whale.
It gets.
All right. So, Bitcoin is dumping.
Or as Wendy likes to call it, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin?
By the way, I shared a little sneak peek of the video we're filming today with our whales last night in Discord. So a big thank you to our whale members. We have Brokey Yoshi, Marky Mark, Jimmy, and Redman. Redman, by the way, if you're in Discord, say hi, it's Redman, so I can add you to the special whale channel. We're doing a video on Flow, and I shared a little insight. And what did Marky Mark said something about he's gonna FOMO in or something? Anyways, doing these deep dives into projects and partnerships and all that, it sucks for me because I literally, as I'm sitting there researching and writing, I get FOMO and I just can't help myself sometimes. So I bought Flow again last night. My wife is wondering where the hell's our money going. But anyways, I want to share, just to kick us off, I want to share something. So this is from compliments of Crypto Rank, top 10 cryptos by social activity. So in the blue bar, you have social mentions. And in the teal bar, you have social engagements. And we have Bitcoin leading the way, followed very closely by Ethereum. But I want you to take a look at number 4. Terra Luna Classic. That thing is getting more mentions than Shiba Inu, than Cardano, and Avalanche, even Dogecoin. Are people just holding on to this idea that there's still a small possibility that Luna Classic can come back? If you are, please don't. I also heard something or saw something on Twitter saying that there's another airdrop coming for Luna Classic holders. An airdrop of what, guys? An airdrop of what? Do you really believe in Do Kwon? Do you really think he's got his hands off that project? Like, come on, man. There's so many good projects out there. So many of them. If you continue to watch the show, we will continue to bring those projects to the forefront. But Luna Classic is not one of them. So we don't give financial advice here, but we give human advice. And the human advice I want to give you is there's so many better places to put your time, effort, and money. So please, for the love of Luna Classic and Do Kwon, don't do it. Are you anything stand out here, Rob?
No, I mean,
so I thought it was.
I thought Cardano would be higher than say Solana.
We did show. I believe it was last week.
Not surprised the meme coins are there. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I was a little surprised with the fact that I had showed I believe it was the intimacy ranking on brands. And Cardano was ahead of Bitcoin. Cardano was ahead of a lot of different companies. But here, they're towards the bottom. They're ranked number 9. So anyways, some interesting facts to... there you go. Sold some Luna Classic for some Hedera and Bryce. There you go. Smart man, Ron, Silverback Whale. All right. Without further ado, Robin, I send it to you to talk about... I don't know what else rhymes with it, but go ahead. Market watch.
All right. So... getting into it, we got Bitcoin sitting at $18,958.89. Now this is where we're at here. Of course, NDI went out.
You froze?
Yep.
All right.
So you go ahead, take it over.
All right.
So
I'm taking over. I'm taking over. Give me 2 seconds, Rocco. Let me pull up the CMC here, my friend. Guys, we thanks to Jimmy, we have ordered a very expensive part that should fix this NDI issue we got going on. So just hang with us, my friends. All right. Let's go over to my laptop here. Looking at the prices. So first thing I like to look at is the market cap sitting at under $1 trillion total market cap. Volume has come down to about 76 billion. It was up to over 130 billion yesterday during the giant crash. And Bitcoin dominance is still under 40%, sitting at 38.1. ETH sitting at 20% dominance. And then as Robin mentioned, Bitcoin sitting under 19K, but in the green over the last hour. Are you surprised that ETH didn't tank harder? I mean, it literally moved maybe $100. Still sitting under 1,600, but inching its way up.
It got as low as 18,000. I think 300 was the lowest I saw.
BTC.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw it dip in yesterday. I didn't think it was gonna fall underneath, and then I got my laptop back here if you want to pull it up. So taking a look here. So 18.6, excuse me. 18,666. So we did see that we were testing the lower half, or the 18.5, I guess would be the actual testing. So I think we're going to trade here at 18,000 for a few days. Was it the inflation numbers? Inflation report.
Is that today or next Wednesday?
It's supposed to no. It's supposed
It
to be
usually comes out on
11th and
Wednesdays.
12th. Yeah.
Oh, the 12th?
11th, 12th, something like. Well, the 11th is a Sunday. So, let's see here. So yes, I think the 12th through the sometime next week. I'm not exactly sure what the date is. For
What are your
that.
thoughts? What do you think it's going to come in at? You think it'll be
So
under?
I
8.6?
think so. To go back here, I think we're gonna be around 18,000. I don't think we'll be at 17 until the CPI numbers come in. If they come in negative, we go further down. Come in, and when I say negative, if it comes in lower than expectations, do you know what the expectations are? Last month we were at 8 point, or no, man, we need to have these numbers pulled up. Sorry, guys. But
last month it was 8.6.
8.6. So if we have an improvement on inflation and the numbers are coming in less than forecasted, we're gonna rally. And I was looking at the stock market yesterday, and it is astounding to me. Everybody keeps saying, and we've said it a bunch of times, but people keep coming back to this. NASDAQ and Bitcoin, they move in different directions. Even David said multiple times, "Oh, it's going to break away. Why hold, Bitcoin, or why hold the dollar? You hold Bitcoin, outperforms." But at the end of the day, right now, NASDAQ trades side by side with Bitcoin. I mean, look at this. This was the height of the market, all-time highs for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Right in the same zone. We fell down. Here's the Terra Luna crash. And then we bottomed out. And then right here, then we rallied back up, which was Bitcoin rallied up to, what was it, 25,000, right? 24,000, 23,000?
Close to 24. We didn't hit 24, but
anyways, we rallied back. We pulled back down. We're right at this, right at almost the same point where we hit the lows. It's literally the same thing that's going on here. And so I'm sorry, man. I am not in this camp that Bitcoin that Bitcoin in the last 5 years has moved in a certain direction in step with speculative investments, your risk on assets, your tech stocks, your NASDAQ index. They have moved in tandem. Now, Bitcoin has outperformed the traditional stock market, but essentially they move together, and we're in a downturn. Europe is in a grave situation, and economies are all intertwined. So I want to pull up real quick I have an article on.
So the forecast is 7.9 for August for inflation.
7.9.
7.9, yeah.
Well,
So
here
and it was 8.5 in July. So a decrease of 0.6 month over, or 12 months over 12 months.
So we'll see. Speaking of ugly ass inflation, we have the British pound falls to its lowest level since 1985. So we've been following the DXY, the dollar cost index, and basically the measure of currencies outside of the dollar, or at least currencies compared to the dollar. So the sterling fell to a level not seen since God knows when. What's 37 years? What's that?
So 40 years would be 82. So about 85.
So quite some time there. UK's economic landscape has been uncertain with the new prime minister at the helm. So if you're not familiar, we're gonna discuss this a little bit further in depth. If you saw our thumbnail today, there is a new prime minister in England, and someone that is crypto friendly.
England, the UK.
UK, yeah. And then inflation hit 10.1% in July. And
with this, now remember this whole pipeline thing we covered yesterday. Russia shut off the pipeline, so obviously energy prices have been soaring, but it'll soar tenfold. So wait till the September and October inflation numbers. Those are going to be, I think, in the mid-teens to maybe even 20%, man.
So that's where I'm getting at on this whole thing, is that the economy, first of all, the U.S. economy ain't doing great. The dollar index might be doing good, but the U.S. economy ain't in a good spot. We're probably going to go deeper into a recession. And on top of that, Europe economy is straight taking a dump. Japan's currency is also falling pretty heavily. And it's in step with Bitcoin, or Bitcoin's in step with all of those factors. And so I do think that we're going to see a lower Bitcoin, where I'm getting at. 15,000, 13,000, 12,000, who knows?
No, man.
Okay, so NASDAQ, okay, here's the thing. NASDAQ and Bitcoin have moved together, right?
Yes.
If NASDAQ drops 10% from where it is now, you're still in this camp that Bitcoin ain't gonna follow it. Even though, like, every time we've had this conversation, we can fast forward 3 weeks and NASDAQ goes one direction and Bitcoin follows it. And every time you push back and you say, no. I mean, we're going to say this like we're going to visit this every 4 weeks.
I'm still sticking to the bottoms in 17.3.
But what I'm saying, then in taking what you said, if the bottom is in, is the bottom in for NASDAQ?
No.
Then that's what I'm saying. You think that NASDAQ is going to drop lower, but Bitcoin won't. Logically, that doesn't make sense. The numbers don't point to that. And if you're a numbers guy, and you can literally pull up Bitcoin, pull up a chart when you get a second. Pull up NASDAQ, Bitcoin price, and just see if they follow.
They do follow.
Then why do you think
that trend's going to break?
Okay, when they break that pattern, it will be when there is a surge of investment into speculative assets. BlackRock is offering services. They're not buying Bitcoin. That means they are offering the ability for a trader to go and purchase it, and then they go and custody it. So they're not BlackRock is not holding thousands of Bitcoin. Maybe they are, but at least not publicly. For this whole, like, BlackRock's getting in, they're just offering services. They're saying, hey, you want to buy, our investors, if you guys want to buy Bitcoin, stop going somewhere else, give us your money, we'll buy it for you. That's all they're doing. It's not that big of a story. BlackRock is a big institution. It brings the liquidity. What it does is it brings the ability that when it is time to FOMO into Bitcoin, when time and time again you see the retail investors catch this fire buzz and they all want to pile into Bitcoin, when that happens, you need the liquidity. What happened last bull run was you had no exposure to it outside of the traditional crypto exchanges. And now you have a situation where you can, if you're in the stock market and you don't have exposure to crypto exchanges, you can now get it through BlackRock. The liquidity is there. And so the rallies will be harder and more pronounced. There'll be more gains, but it doesn't change the fact that you still got to go in there and buy it.
Here's the thing, man. We're already seeing in this bear market, we're already seeing things we've never seen before. Okay, we've never seen before. So give me 2 seconds to pull this up. I got the Bitcoin chart here. So this is I want to take a look at here. So this is a daily chart on Bitcoin, and this blue line you see is the 200-week moving average. We have never spent this much time under the 200-week moving average ever. And if you keep scrolling, we dip under, come right back up. Even here, if you just squeeze in here, we literally bounced off this 200-week moving average several times, wicked under it twice, and came right back. And that was in the bear market of 2018. Some argue the worst bear market we've had, which I would argue this is probably the worst. And then here, same thing back in 2015, 2014, 2015. How much time did we spend here? I think I did a little dive into these charts. I think it was 13 days total. 13 candles we spent under the 200-week moving average. But we always come right back up in a matter of what? September 13th through October, in a matter of a month. And we have spent so much time under this 200-week moving average that I think, and the reason I'm thinking, as far as Bitcoin breaking away from the NASDAQ, and the traditional markets, and people really saying, hey, maybe Bitcoin is an asset that we can put our money into during bad economic times. It's a supply that's capped. It's a not deflationary. It's inflationary, but not like what you see with any other. I mean, look at this. This is an entire June through July, an entire month, then another 4 or 5 days, and then we've been below it since August 19th. So another 3 weeks. Like, we've never spent this much time under the 200-week moving average.
So you think that investors are going to pile into Bitcoin in a time we're in a recession where the typical protocol is to de-risk and get out of speculative stocks? And I'm just saying that historically, you go into recession.
Yes.
Institutions, hedge funds, professional investors, they de-risk, they get out of speculative investments, and they go into dollars, bonds, and safe haven assets.
But what's safe if inflation is at 9%?
But what I'm saying is the dollar cost index is at an all-time high. So right now, where do you want to be as an investor, as an institution, is to be in dollars? Okay, here's the thing. Here's your best example. If Bitcoin, do you think it'll get to 16,000?
I doubt it, but
okay, we'll get to 17,000.
I think it wicked down again.
Okay, so I get to say, so you think Bitcoin will drop at least somewhat? Okay, so wouldn't it make sense to be in the dollar right now as it drops? I mean, you said literally yesterday, oh man, I was trying to sell my Bitcoin and buying it at a lower price.
Mm-hmm.
So that mentality is literally the thought process behind speculative assets. You're like, the traditional investor, legacy finance is like, hey, speculative assets are going to keep dropping. The DXY is pumping. Speculative assets are going to keep dropping. And I want to be in dollars because that's my protection. Because there's nowhere else to go. And you can make an argument that the dollar sucks. Yeah, sure. But it doesn't change the philosophy of investing. And there ain't billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to make Bitcoin rally. Where is it going to come from? The retail FOMO, the non-experienced investor, ain't buying Bitcoin. I'm not even buying Bitcoin. Are you buying Bitcoin right now?
No.
If you're not buying Bitcoin, I'm not buying Bitcoin. Institutions aren't buying Bitcoin. Where is this massive rally going to come from?
I am not buying Bitcoin because of the current market conditions. I just put my money in other crypto assets.
There you go. Then that's what I'm saying.
In other crypto assets.
Who is buying Bitcoin? If Nasdaq's going to keep going down, we're going to go down to a deeper recession. Who is buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin? That's what I want to know.
Nations can.
Nations can. But which nation is buying Bitcoin? Tell me.
I wouldn't be surprised if Russia buys Bitcoin, China buys Bitcoin, North Korea buys Bitcoin.
So you think Nasdaq's going to dump and Russia, China is going to buy Bitcoin? That's where the rally's going to be.
I'm just saying these are all possibilities. And I don't think they're as far-fetched as you think they are. That's all I'm saying. And like I've said before, and I'll say it again, when you are backed into a corner and you look to your left, look center, look to your right, and there's nothing you can put your money in, you start looking in those diagonal directions.
Russia's not backed into a corner.
They're not backed into a corner?
No, they're trading oil at all-time highs.
If they weren't backed into a corner,
they're generating more money, and all currencies are down except for the ruble.
Because they've manipulated the currency. They put it back on a gold standard, but not really. So they're tricking people into thinking it's back.
I mean, regardless, that's what it's trading for. They can buy and sell and trade with partners outside the EU and America, and their valuation of their currency is substantially higher than anyone else's, especially ours when ours is deflationary.
The U.S. is deflationary.
I mean, inflationary.
There you go. All right, I want to let's take a look at some charts here. So that was the one-day chart for Bitcoin. I want to look at some shorter time frame. Now, the important level. This is a 30-minute time frame on Bitcoin, by the way. The important level I want to see us close above, which looks like we didn't, is 19,000. That 30-minute candle just closed, and if I take this away, If I take this away, we literally close right at that level. I wanted to see a close above and then another close above, but it looks like this next candle is starting to look pretty good, but time will tell. But again, looks like we're creating on a short-term level what we call another bear flag, move to the downside, uptrending channel. But we'll keep an eye on that. If I throw on the Ichimoku cloud, which is a Japanese charting technique, that shows us where the trend is going. So a few good things. First, we saw the 9-day moving average cross above the 26. That's bullish. We saw the lagging indicator cross above price. That's bullish. What we want to see is this price to cross above this cloud, which would put us over $19,282. At that point, I would assume this cloud would turn green. And now we have all 5 indicators pointing to a micro uptrend. But on the stochastics here, we are looking like we're oversold, sitting at 93. So anything above 80 is oversold. Another one I want, and Robin mentioned the Dixie, and I kind of want to pull this up. It has retraced a little bit. We went down from 110. We wicked all the way up to $110.71, down $1 to $109.70. This is good news. We want to see it below this 109. Okay, we want to see below 109, and then I think we'll see more of the risk on assets pump again. As far as Ethereum. So this is the 4-hour chart on Ethereum. And again, like literally when you do TA, when I've been doing TA, all I've been seeing majority of the time is bear flag. Move to the downside, uptrending channel, break to the downside, and then another uptrending channel. But what we're seeing here with Ethereum, which gives me a little bit of hope at least, is we're not seeing the classic channel, right? Green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle. We're just kind of like here, a little bit up, down, a little bit up, down. We're seeing what looks like a retest of this trend line here at $1,612. What I like to see is for us to move back into this pattern and actually break above it, which normally in these conditions I wouldn't think is possible. But with the merge coming, I do think it's possible. And that puts us right around $1,738. And if I go over to Crypto Stackers Pro, just to kind of see the levels where buyers and sellers are stepping in. By the way, if you're a chart person and you want to use it, we do have a link to this to the services here in the description of this video. Not an affiliate link. We don't make any money, but it's something we enjoy using. So we want to give you guys the same resources. I want to throw on the 21-day moving average. And there you go. $1,818. We saw resistance here once, twice, 3 times, dating all the way back to April. So this 21-week moving average or 21-day moving average is extremely key. And so if you picked up some ETH down here around $1,560, $1,520 during yesterday's big dip, I would be looking to set my stop losses around $1,800 and let's say $5. If you want to play it extremely safe, I'd go like $1,790. Of course, not financial advice, but just something to keep an eye on. A couple other things I want to talk about. This is the Bitcoin reserve risk chart. So this essentially measures risk to reward, and it takes into account confidence. And what I want to point to is we have not been below this green shaded area ever. This is the very first time we touched it here. Well, actually, I believe here we dipped below it. We were at 30968. And if I go back and I zoom back out and we take a look at where we're at today, and this is what I'm saying. We're seeing some metrics. I mean, look, this isn't just this dip below once, dip below again, dip below a third time, and now a dip below, and it stayed under there since August 27th. So again, goes back to what I said. This is a different bear market. We are seeing things we have never seen before, which also makes me think we might see things we've never seen before to the upside as well. So I could be wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong a little bit, just so I can pick up some more crypto at cheap prices. But the last thing I want to show is Bitcoin supply and profit. We are officially below 50%. Haven't been there since April of 2020, March of 2020, my apologies, which was the pandemic crash of Bitcoin. So now all Bitcoin in circulation, less than 50% are in profit. That is, oh, and then last thing I want to show, this is a crypto market calendar. Some of the biggest events happening in the crypto space. Obviously, well, not obviously, but Polygon doesn't have an AMA today. I believe it starts at 4:30 UTC, which I have no idea when that is. They'll teaming up with Stater Labs and their CEO Sandeep. Also, Hedera's having an AMA as well, and then a couple big ones. Obviously, the mainnet merge that is expected to happen closer to the 13th and the 15th. And then if you're an EOS fan, they are doing an upgrade to their mainnet, the Mandel upgrade. And there was one more, obviously Vassal. And then the last one right here, Cosmos. This is supposed to be a really big upgrade. I haven't looked too deep into it, but this is happening on September 30th. Says or earlier, but this is slated for September 30th. I know we have a few Cosmos fans in here. Are you a Cosmos fan, Rob?
Yeah, I think it's the best layer 0 protocol over top of Polkadot.
I read it was a brief snippet on Twitter that Polkadot's ecosystem could be in trouble. There were some metrics, I didn't look deep into it, but just something I saw kind of.
Then real quick, Mr. Des Soto and Bitcoin family. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Soto.
So a couple of things I wanted to cover. For one, ETH merge coming up, right? What's the date?
It says between the 13th and the 15th, but it's going to happen sooner.
Yeah. So ETH merge here, right around the corner. I don't think we're going to see any more rally out of it. I think the Ethereum pump is over. Could we end up at 1650? Sure. This is up until the merge. Okay. So after the merge, we'll revisit. But I think up until the merge, don't think we're going to cross, say, 1700, my opinion. But one asset I think that could be worth my own personal investment would be your boy Ethereum Classic.
Stop it.
And the reason I'm discussing Ethereum Classic is because, one, you're going to have, well, first of all, if you look at the price action, you had a huge rally. So this was in cahoots with the Ethereum's rallying to almost $2,000. Was it $1,850? And then it sharply retraced. So back down all the way down as low as of recently. It's been as low as like $31. And 34 is where it's at now, or 36 is where it's at now. I think you could probably pick this up. I think it'll get back to the $31, $32. And after the merge, you're going to have millions of graphics cards that are going to move over to another chain.
Which will be the ETH fork.
I don't subscribe to the ETH fork, the ETH proof of work being.
They got Justin Sun behind them.
Okay, so here the ETH Classic forked before there's any smart contracts. The level of complexity that everybody would have to sign up for with this ETH proof of work is mind-boggling. Every DEX, every NFT, every smart contract, all of those are going to be duplicated. So for every
isn't that what Richard Hart's doing with Pulse Chain?
So with every single lending protocol, every single NFT that's been minted, all of those are going to be duplicated. All of them. And if one ERC20 DApp decides not to run it, which there's a host of them.
There's a bunch of them. Majority of them said they're not going
That's what I'm saying. Then what do you know what I mean? You can't just pick and choose what you wanna duplicate and use. You duplicating the whole damn chain. All of it. All the ERC20 tokens. And so it's just not going to happen. So Ethereum Classic is a proof of work that obviously is the exact same consensus mechanism. And Ethereum Classic is going to see a tremendous inflow of miners. Miners are going to be mining Ethereum. You're starting to see the ETH difficulty start going up on the ETH Classic. And you're going to see so much more volume because the miners are going to be mining. They're going to, using their tokens in whatever ecosystem the ETH Classic has. Because not everybody's going to want to mine and dump. In the same way that if you mine Bitcoin or even Ethereum right now, you're not mining it and straight selling it right at the same time. So you're trying to find use case and utility for it. And there is a community behind Ethereum Classic. And what I'm saying is that in the short term, getting ETH Classic is $30. I think post-merge a month from now, you could see $80 Ethereum Classic, $100 Ethereum. For the simple fact that...
So you're on one end saying Bitcoin and the crypto is going to dump, but ETH Classic is going to pump.
Yeah. Because of all of the miners and all of the activity on the network.
Bitcoin difficulty is going up too. Hash power is going up too. The price is still dumping.
Yeah, but if you increased the miners of a Bitcoin and the hash rate by a factor of 100, how much would that rally the price? Think about it. You're going from a baby project with very little amount of miners to injecting massive amount of community into the mining section. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of rewards flying around. The hash rate's going to go up.
And what are they going to do with those rewards, Robin? They're going to sell them. Who's going to buy them on the other end?
I'm not saying that it's a long-term great project. I'm not saying.
You missed
I'm
the
just
mark on this
saying
one, buddy.
From a price perspective, in the short term, I think because of the sheer amount of graphics cards that are not going to be able to mine Ethereum, are going to look for something elsewhere. Ethereum Classic is an obvious, easy transition, very uncomplex. You don't have to learn anything else new. You just simply switch over from one to the other. And then you're going to have a lot of people with big portfolios that have been in this game for a while sitting on ETH Classic tokens.
I don't know.
Raga, what do you think? You mine Ethereum, right?
Yeah, so the easy transition will be to go Ethereum. I'm thinking about a big farm. So what a big farm is going to do, the plus is a big farm will switch quickly, I will say, to Ethereum Classic, but at that point the difficulty is going to go up a lot. So yeah, that's the other. I think a lot of people, a lot of farm too, they're going to play around. Maybe they will switch it off and wait and see which direction they're going to go.
What do you think it's going to do for the price of the ETH Classic token? Do you think it'll affect it negatively or positively?
I think it's going to have a positive effect, in my opinion.
A triple?
There is a chance. All this influx of money of mining has to go somewhere, and the options are limited.
Okay, so hash power goes up, difficulty goes up. How does that affect price if no one's using it and the miners are dumping?
I mean, you can look at the price of Bitcoin. Hash rate goes up. Price of Bitcoin goes up. You can look at any proof. Look at any proof of work.
Hash rate's been going up, and what has the price of Bitcoin
has been going up? It doesn't move in step one for one, but you can look at any proof of work consensus, and as the hash rate has gone up through all of these, so does the price of the asset. It might not move dollar for dollar, but it is. I mean, the first top of last Bitcoin cycle came right at the China unplugging miners, and then when they relocated back to America and other places, what happened? Got our double top.
And that's when the markets were on fire, and people were. The macro climate was different. I don't know. I just don't think you sitting here saying that Bitcoin's going to dump, crypto's going to dump, but ETH Classic is going to buck the trend. If anyone's going to buck the trend, it's going to be someone that's got stuff going on in the ecosystem, not a dead coin, only because miners are going there.
Everything related with the merge is going to move in some direction, like Matic, Polygon, Flux, Ergo, all this stuff. There is
yeah, but those projects have ecosystems that people use. ETH Classic does not.
ETH Classic has it. ETH Classic.
When was the last thing you heard? Ecosystem. This company builds on ETH Classic.
No, there's a community that leverages ETH Classic for, I think, paying mortgages and things like that. Their lease payments.
They mining Ethereum Classic even before the merge. It's not like it is just born because of the merge. It's always been there.
I think you guys are high. I don't know. We'll see. All right, what else we got? Got anything else?
Just taking a quick peek at the fear and greed index. We are sitting at 24. You said you were going to be in the teens yesterday.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So still above 20. I don't think we're going to be below 20 unless we hit a 15K Bitcoin. I think people are used to this price right now. Unless something fundamentally breaks with one of the large crypto exchanges or yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to be under 20. I mean, with all the liquidations, everyone's selling, Bitcoin crossing under 20K, which is a very big psychological number. I thought for sure, we'd see the fear and greed. I thought people would be scared shitless. Here we are. No one's scared. Everyone's back. By the way, how many viewers we got in the chat?
Well, the thing is that the viewer or the Bitcoin enthusiast, they're getting more comfortable with the price. That's what happens when you trade sideways for a while. You're basically adjusting people's thoughts, because when we're at 40K, nobody was like, oh, it's 18K. No, that ain't gonna happen. And when we were at 60K, nobody was like 20,000. That's off. No way we'll get back there. And as you take these steps down and you trade in these zones for a while, your brain reprograms and you're like, okay, cool. This is where we're at. And the same way that we're at 18,000 and you're like, oh, it ain't gonna hit the 7. But you know what? When it gets to 13,000, there's gonna be a bunch of people saying, hey, 7 is on the table. How likely is it? I don't know. But that's how.
And of course, the perception changes, and looking at standing at the base of a large mountain, looking up and saying, wow, there's no way I can get there. Now you're halfway up the mountain. Well, I can get there. Perception, equals reality. All right. We are ready to move on to some of the biggest news of the day. We're starting it off with the United Kingdom. If you are watching us from the UK, please put a 1 in the chat. They have elected a crypto-friendly prime minister. This is sourced from the Daily Hodl. The new UK prime minister is pro-crypto and blockchain, and her name is Liz Truss. She takes over for, what did he have to resign for? Something about, was it sexual misconduct or something about rules or regular? Anyways, Boris Johnson, he's out. Liz Truss is in. Now, 2018, Ms. Truss said that she was looking to help open up crypto technology to innovation and free it from overly strict regulations. Can we trust Liz, or will she walk back on these words? First piece of words she said: we should welcome cryptocurrencies in a way that doesn't constrain their potential, liberate free enterprise areas by removing regulations that restrict prosperity. She also said, we want to achieve a world-leading data and digital agreement, dealing with issues like blockchain and AI, thereby making sure that we and the U.S. are leading the world. Robin?
Sorry, I'm laughing.
The UK is the 6th largest economy in the world. Now, we know their inflation is bad. We know their sterling, silver, pound, whatever it's called, is down. We know the crisis in Europe. But I know none of this is as important as what's going on there for people. But if we were to look at this from a crypto standpoint, how will this, help the U.S. finally maybe adopt some of these rules and regulations?
Well, they got to make the first move. Sitting here and saying, you can say the same thing about Gary Gensler. Him getting into office and being like, hey, we're so excited. This guy's pro crypto, whatever. But, actions speak louder than words. You get the prime minister coming in, before she's elected, before she's influenced by politics and money behind the scenes, and you can have one stance. That's why you need to pull the trigger, bro. That's it.
That's why if you look here, can we trust Liz, or will she walk back on these words like Gary the Gun?
There's so much money and influence when it comes to the banking system, and that's really who's in the pockets of these politicians, both here and abroad. And so you're gotta go against your buddies in office when putting crypto to the forefront. And it's gonna happen slowly over time. That is no doubt in my mind. I think that Bitcoin ETF here in the States is going to be inevitable. Eventually it will happen. And also, there's going to be different branches of government that start introducing crypto. We saw the Fed having an open thought on how crypto is going to integrate with the banking system that we have now. And so in the same way that we get used to the price of Bitcoin falling, so does governments. And no longer is this some crazy basement currency that has no value and pyramid scheme. Now you hear less and less of that. And essentially what you're hearing now is more of the acceptance that Bitcoin is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. And there are positives to it that can be used in the real world. And as the exposure to this asset is in front and center in front of these politicians, the more they get used to it. And eventually, little by little, it will seep into the system and take over. But as far as somebody coming in pro crypto, cheerleader, hurrah, like, cool, yeah. You know what? I would hope that would be awesome. She comes in and is all like, yeah, we doing this Bitcoin thing. But realistically,
do you think, because she's going in there and the first thing she has to face is what? The crisis in Europe.
I was going to say those wigs that all those like people wear, the George Washington wigs.
Oh, what are those people called? At the Birmingham Palace or whatever?
Yeah.
No, but you're coming in there and you're faced with a continent-wide, essentially, energy crisis with Russia shutting down the pipeline. You're facing record inflation. Your currency is getting devalued at a rate like in the bottom, percentile or in the top percentile, whichever way it goes. And so do we really think that she's going to come in there and she's going to put crypto regulation, pro-crypto regulation, and pro-blockchain regulation at the forefront?
No.
I doubt it.
No.
But also, if those bills do come to her desk, would she, maybe if it's an anti-crypto bill, would she fight against it? Yeah, I think she would.
So we've seen a lot of pushback in crypto and Bitcoin, especially what they deem proof of work in the EU and in England as well. So they've kind of went backwards. So I could see her undoing those regulations. I could see her making Bitcoin easy to transact and easier for institutions and traders and just the traditional citizen to buy and hold. I think that'll probably happen first because they are comparable to like New York as far as regulations. You can buy crypto in New York, you can buy Bitcoin, but it ain't easy. Same thing with in England. You can get crypto, but there are some laws in the way of getting mass adoption. So I think those will come down first, and then I think as these bills pop up and come to her desk, hopefully she stays with the mantra of crypto good and helps it out.
I'm just I'm a little disappointed that the U.S. isn't like, we're not reading these articles. Oh, this country's doing this with crypto. I'm just a little disappointed it's not the U.S. when it comes to Europe, China, Australia. Like
it's just not enough liquidity. That's
gotta start somewhere, man.
I get, but here's the thing: when you start somewhere,
at least put some good regulation in place. Because the space is going to be regulated. At least put some of that in place. No, we're over here with cheesy Gary Gensler over here picking fights with.
But here's the thing: like, it's not publicly traded dollar for dollar in a spot Bitcoin ETF. But realistically, I mean, you can go buy crypto. Any person that I run into down the street can go buy crypto. Even if you don't have a bank account, you can go to a Bitcoin ATM. There's like 100 of them here in town. You want to go buy Bitcoin, you can. Nobody's stopping you. The government's not stopping you. They're just not making it super easy to go buy it. And they're not making it so that way Wall Street has to trade it alongside with gold and oil. Like, it'll be beneficial for it. But, I mean, I kind of zoom out sometimes, and we're in a good spot. The only thing holding us back is not a Bitcoin ETF. Cool. A Bitcoin ETF, that'll rally, whatever. It'll get some more institution. It's good for the space. I get that. But what you need is mass adoption. Because you need is the people with their iPhones, the people at the gas stations, the people at the mall, your uncle, your cousin, everyone that you work with.
Robin,
those people need to start using
But here's the problem, bro, is those people, okay, and I'm not talking to anyone here watching, because if you're here watching during a bear market, when really no exciting things going on, then you are not one of these people. But a majority of the people, especially here in the US, they like to be told what to do and they like to follow the leader. And who are the leaders?
Nobody told people to use Zelle. They just used it because it was convenient. Nobody told them to use Cash App. They used it because it's convenient and none of their friends have it. You know, if I decide to send somebody $100 in Bitcoin and they don't have a wallet, and I'm like, hey, create a wallet, I'll send you $100. I bet you they will. And as more and more people plug into the system, that's all it is that retail, which is basically the mass of the population, needs to get on board with cryptocurrency. And
are you talking about from an investment standpoint? Or I'm talking
about growth of crypto, which in turn will rally the price.
Because the two examples you gave are utility and use cases. I'm talking from an investment standpoint. Now, they're in step. As people adopt it, okay, as more people start using Netflix, the price of the stock goes up, right? As more people use Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin goes up. And if you're an investor in Bitcoin, you want more adoption. If you own Tesla stock, you want more people to buy the Tesla cars. It's a very basic scenario here. It doesn't matter if you're investing. You just need people to use the damn thing. And it doesn't matter if they pass a Bitcoin ETF if people ain't damn using the thing. It doesn't matter about this regulation, because here's the thing. The regulation, you in America, in the United States, in Europe, in most countries around the world, you want to go buy Bitcoin, go buy some. And we don't need the government to hold our hand and put money in a machine and buy Bitcoin. You can buy it. You watching this show, you can go buy crypto right now. Unless you're VPNing us from China. And even then, you can still go buy some. Just a little bit more difficult. And so this whole we're not going to pop off till regulation. No, it's the person standing next to you in line at the gas station. That's the person you need buying Bitcoin. That's it. And institutions offer services for people that ask for it. If all of a sudden every Apple user is like, hey, we want a Bitcoin, and if they don't give it to them, they're going to go elsewhere. They're going to go to Samsung. And if there's a massive demand for Bitcoin as a form of payment over at Samsung, and you see an iOS users are leaving because they're like, yo, hey, way better. You know, what happened when Apple first came out? When Apple first came out. Let me push back. So you're talking about people need to use it, okay? And we don't need regulation. Who the hell is going to go spend $200 worth of Bitcoin to buy a TV when they know they're going to get taxed 30% on it?
I'm not saying replace. I'm just saying you need to adopt it.
Okay.
The same way you have.
And the ways you're talking about it being adopted,
I don't spend.
Practically can't happen without regulation.
I go to a restaurant
on
yesterday,
a practical level.
I paid for the bill in cash. Everything I've bought in the last 3 weeks, I spent in cash.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you need to go out and purchase and send money. I'm just saying that you need exposure to crypto and you need to get into the system. And I'm not saying that we need to wait till fiat is no longer here and that all of a sudden it's replaced by a cryptocurrency. What I'm saying is that what you need is just that people have an exposure like, hey, I own some Bitcoin. I own this.
But what I'm saying is monkey see, monkey do. We see it time and time again when Elon Musk tweets, when Tesla buys Bitcoin, what happened? Everyone FOMOed into Bitcoin. When this person announced they're buying Bitcoin or Bitcoin is good, people FOMO. And all I'm saying is people, mass retail, they see, okay, oh my God, Apple bought Bitcoin. I should buy Bitcoin.
Not sustained.
But Apple will not buy Bitcoin until there's regulation.
Sustained.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. But if you have a tremendous amount of users, it doesn't matter what the news is. It doesn't matter if iPhone announces a new phone. Cool, it might rally the price of Apple stock for a couple weeks. But their price is sustained because of the amount of users that are plugged into the network. And if they had something happen that was negative, it may pull the price down, but it's not going to, Apple stock's not going to go from, $200 down to $2 because they have so many users invested in the system that it hampers down volatility and it creates stability. And crypto, it's the same thing. Right now, there's just not enough users.
Because the network's not ready for enough users. And the regulation doesn't allow us.
Their network's ready. Bitcoin is ready.
Is ready for what?
For mass adoption.
To do what? To spend Bitcoin at grocery stores?
Why do you keep going back to this? You do not need to buy stuff with Bitcoin. You do not need to buy stuff with Bitcoin. You need to own some. Okay, think about this. How many people on this fucking in this country have a savings account? Just take half of those people, take half of your money in a savings account, and hold some Bitcoin. Simple as that. That's all you got to do. And then all of a sudden, mass adoption, massive users in the system, and boom, the price of Bitcoin would probably 10x if that's what you're worried about. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you. No, I'm just saying if you even turned off the ability to send people money, if everybody just held their assets, their savings account, which I've done, I've removed money from my savings account and I went over to Bitcoin. If even 10 or 20% of the Americans did that, crypto would be at the forefront.
I agree. I'm just saying we're not going to see that until these large institutions.
The large institutions won't get in until there's demand for it.
Until there's
Once
regulation.
the people demand it, you can't push something on people that you don't want. You can sit here and be like, and okay, the PetSmart or no, what is it? Pets.com or whatever it was, that Super Bowl commercial that they had way back when at the internet bubble. They were selling pet food online. That was a terrible idea at the time because nobody wanted it. They were trying to push it. They're like, hey, order everything online, get your pet food delivered. And at the time, everyone's like, that is such a scam. Who's going to buy all that crap? And then that thing went under. It wasn't ready. Institutions can put massive money behind it. They can advertise at the Super Bowl. They can have a product that, hey, you're going to buy pet food anyways. Why not get it online? It makes sense. But the retail didn't want it. The retail wasn't ready for it. But now people are lazy and they don't want to go buy pet food. And now they're ready. And now everything else is delivered to their door. So now at this point, you got Chewy.com. You got all these other pet stores that will mail you all of your pet food. In the same way, if you would have had already prepared meals, this whole keto meals that get delivered to your door, if you would have released that in 1999
you look like a keto guy.
And put a ton of money into it, that idea probably would have failed because the customers didn't want it yet. And you know what? The people don't want Bitcoin, not the masses. And when the masses demand it, the institution will deliver it. That's it.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, also, real quick, check this out. Apple announces a new iPhone Pro with an always on screen.
What does that mean?
The screen is always on.
What?
Doesn't sleep.
Never turn it off.
Dow jumps 400 points?
Yeah. Dumb. I don't know. There you go. That's all I got. I just thought that was weird. You know? All this energy, you're trying to save energy, man. They got the phone screen on all the time.
Thank you, Rob.
I'm sure we might lose power here. The power company messaged us. Hey,
Turn off your stop streaming. It was really Gary Gensler. So yesterday, Bellatrix went live, which essentially started propagating blocks on the proof of stake consensus layer versus the proof of work. Well, the devs are dismissing hiccups. Okay, this is sourced from the crypt. After Bellatrix went live, developers celebrated a successful execution and declared full steam ahead for the merge's final execution layer upgrade, Paris. But early technical hiccups for Bellatrix have some questioning the network's preparedness for the update. What happened and why? Should there be a cause for concern? I'm curious to get Robin's take on this. The network saw a marked spike in its missed block rate, which is the frequency with which the network fails to verify a block slated for validation. Multiple Ethereum core developers asserted that the spike in missed block rate could be traced to node operators who hadn't upgraded their software clients. Now, yesterday, when we talked about this, over 25% of node operators hadn't upgraded their software clients yet. They do it on purpose. Have they given up on the on Ethereum and in its new proof of stake version? Is this a cause for concern? we literally have identified the reason why this is happening. Okay, a 1,600% increase in the missed block rate. 1,600%. Do some of these people that said, "Hey, I don't know if the merge is quite ready," do they have a valid point, and should we be concerned?
I'm not concerned, but is it possible? Hell yeah. This thing done broke once before. This is a major.
Would you argue it's the biggest in crypto history? I could argue that.
Because of the sheer scale of the community and
$300 billion freaking currency.
It might be the protocol fork or merge that has so much depending on it that way. And it could, and if it goes wrong, whew, if it's messed up. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Imagine if you had an exploit to the merge chain. Say you're a hacker. Say you have an exploit and you've already identified it. And let's say that it's there. Nobody even realizes it except for one hacker or group of hackers. And they're just like, hey man, as soon as this merge goes on and they tie all this money over here, all this ETH dollars move over to the merge, all of that, how much is the Ethereum market cap? $191 billion. Maybe, could be somebody sitting there waiting like, hey man, transfer that over to this merge chain. I'm going to drain the crap out of that when it gets here. That's possible. I mean, it's possible that the thing just don't work. That's a pretty intricate system that they're changing on the fly without turning off. But with that said, it has been in testnet for God knows how long. There is thousands of people that built it. There's also...
Here's the thing, though, Robin. When you have 25% of your node operators not converting or updating their software...
I don't take much into that. Here's the thing, man. If you were to have a recall on your car where the airbag's just popping out on without getting an accident, do you think 100% of people would go rush and get that fixed right away? I'd say 80% of them would. 75% of them would be at the dealership right away. The other 25% are going to take their damn time, and then they're going to go in for an oil change one day, and they're going to be like,
that's a bad.
What are you doing?
That is a bad comparison.
No, I'm just saying that human nature, people are lazy, and they get complacent, and when they're supposed to do something, they don't.
Robin, you don't go fix your car, you cannot drive it to work tomorrow. Are you going to go fix it?
No, but if you can drive with that dangerous airbag,
but you can't drive if you don't update your software. Okay. That's what I'm saying. They cannot validate. They cannot.
Yeah, but right now they're still working. What I'm saying is that
they're not. They're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not. Those 25% of those nodes that didn't upgrade their software, they cannot validate blocks on the on Bellatrix. They can't do it.
I know, but they can still validate it on the old one, on the regular chain.
So is that concerning to you? We're 25%.
No, I'm just telling you, that's people like to wait to the last minute to do things. People like to wait to the last minute. You could have a year to go get that new real ID from DMV, and then you wait till the last 2 weeks, the last 48 hours, right before you got to go on a trip. You're like, all right, let me go over here and get my real ID. Like, I'm just telling you, that's human nature, man. That's what people do. They wait till the very, very end. And so because the node operator hasn't switched over, not surprising at all.
But what I'm curious, and I would have loved to have someone like Seth here to answer this question, but if they didn't do it before Bellatrix, is it still possible to do it? I don't have the answer. I'm not like, I don't.
What do you mean? Is it not? Yeah, it's not like.
Like, was that like final? That's it?
No, or there's still time? It's still a test net. I mean, the merge is, the beacon chain is still separate. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't have the technical wherewithal to answer that question. Speak on it with conviction or with whatever the hell word I'm looking for. All right, let's move on.
Oh, so we got Jimmy gifted 5 memberships.
Jimmy. This man is the man of the people. He is, we've given him the moniker, bless you. We've given him the moniker, the Sin City Crypto Hype Man. So Jimmy, we appreciate you. And so do all the people that just got gifted.
Yeah, Tree City is now green.
Yeah, Tree City West, TCW. All right.
And he immediately starts spamming gang in there. There you go. Welcome to the Emoji Club.
Love it. All right. I mentioned this. Polygon surpasses Ethereum in transactions. The source from AMB Crypto. Matic surpassed 2 billion lifetime transactions, thus surpassing the almighty king of Ethereum. Also, Polygon-based NFTs set a new all-time highs in August. Here's a couple charts. Here are total transactions between ETH and Polygon compared, and you see ETH is at 1.7 billion. Polygon is at 2 billion. So Polygon is now leading also. NFTs in August, all-time high, $100 million in NFT sales volume on Polygon. A lot of it, guys, remember, has to do with the integration with OpenSea's Seaport. We covered that a couple weeks ago. Guys, we know, you know, our stance on Polygon. We are super Polygon fans. Robin was talking about Polygon during the bull market like they were paying him. Were they paying you, by the way? 'Cause I didn't see any of that money.
When I sold the tokens, they paid your boy. How you doing?
No, in all seriousness.
Yeah, I straight made some profit on that one.
Polygon, guys, again, not telling you to invest your money, but it literally just surpassed the largest ecosystem in essentially cryptocurrency.
For me, I'm getting in, I'm not going to get into any of the Ethereum-based ecosystem projects or even Ethereum till post-merge at this point. I think the rally...
You're playing the safeguard?
I just think, like I was saying earlier,
is that solely based on price action, or is that based on...
Price action, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I just
so
think,
you're not worried about any hiccups?
No, not at all.
You don't think there's going to be any issues?
Nope. And for me,
I hope you're right, because if there's issues, it's going to completely tank.
It's just been so long in the making. That
It's been so long.
But I think getting into the Ethereum ecosystem right now is just not the best time.
And guys, remember,
if you're looking for a lower entry point, put it that way.
You
if
got
you just want
Polygon-
a dollar cost average in and then just hold for God knows how long, then sure, yeah.
you got
great time to buy.
You got
bottom of the market.
Polygon. You got Polygon hitting all-time highs during the worst NFT bear winter market that we've ever seen. So, something interesting. I don't have much else to put on it. I was a little surprised that it did cross ETH, but hey, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's net zero carbon emissions or whatever they call it. So, got a lot of things going for it. Polygon, something to keep your eye on. We are keeping an eye on. All right, let's move on. Coinbase releases a governance proposal that could increase MakerDAO's revenue by $24 million. This is sourced from the blog. Coinbase released a proposal that would transfer 33% of Maker's $1.6 billion peg stability module. We're going to refer to this as PSM from now on. They're going to transfer that into a Coinbase Prime custody account. If it's passed, the proposal would pay Maker 1.5% annual percentage yield on over $520 million worth of USDC. Now, what would this mean for MakerDAO and the DAI stablecoin? The PSM has been effective in maintaining DAI's peg, but one main issue is the ability to invest its balance sheet correctly. Current asset allocation is highly underinvested, which reduces ability to take risk and its attractiveness as a stablecoin. This was said by MakerDAO, someone. Also, this proposal is a strategic move that will generate revenue on idle assets within MakerDAO's balance sheet. So essentially, they're getting a shot in the arm from Coinbase. Coinbase saying, hey, hand us over the keys and we'll pay you this much money. And then now you have essentially an avenue to reinvest some of your balance sheet. So are they getting greedy during a bear market? Or do you think where it's forecasted because of this news that they might be in a little bit of trouble, that they're looking for ways to bring in revenue? I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
Oh man, I don't know what Coinbase is up. I feel like they're doing something.
Is this more telling about MakerDAO or Coinbase?
Coinbase. Don't you agree? Don't you feel like there's some kind of incentive there for Coinbase? Obviously, they're making some money.
Oh, definitely, and they're gonna custody, what was it, $520 million?
Well, I mean, just simply, it was like custodying, locking away, right?
Yes.
So just simply doing that, you're holding a big chunk of the asset, and you know doing so is going to rally the price, and you're holding onto the token. It's kind of like a win-win, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, any centralized exchange, they want to custody your crypto because they can rehypothecate it, they can lend it out, they can make money on it, they can stake it, they can do whatever the hell they want, as long as they have the liquidity to pay to let you take your tokens out, which we saw a lot of these exchanges didn't. When stuff hit the fan and people started with like essentially a bank run happened on the exchanges, these exchanges threw their hands up. Hey, we don't got it, guys. Chapter 11. So, again, very, very risky now to hold your crypto on exchanges. We highly recommend self-custodying. I know it's going to take, if you've never done it before, I know it's going to take a little bit of research, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it. I love using the Ledger Nano X. It's got plenty of room for all your tokens, and you can link it to FTX here in the US, FTX US, and without removing the coins from your, without removing your tokens from your ledger and having to send it on FTX and then send it back, you do everything through Ledger. It's all done securely. And if you don't have one, you want to buy one, do us a favor, use the link in our description of this video. We get like 10% back, helps us pay the bills here. So if you're going to buy it anyways, might as well. We make a little money on it as well. Okay. I want to move on to the Zuck. I want to call him something else, but I'm not going to. Zuck teases new Meta headset for their October 11th event. This is sourced from the Daily Huddle. The name of the headset, Project Cambria, is rumored to be showcased at this event. Now, Meta has spent as much as $10 billion a year on Mark Zuckerberg's idea of his metaverse. Also, the company claims the tech hasn't taken off due to lack of quality hardware. So I was saying essentially, metaverse, the reason it hasn't exploded, just we don't have the hardware to make a real metaverse. Also, a lot of people are surprised that this is coming as fast as it is. But guess what? It's a race to number one because Apple is expected to release their headset early next year. So Robin, you're more of the gaming, virtual world, lonely man. What are your thoughts on the metaverse and what Zuck's doing?
The lonely man?
It's like getting
I was kidding. Okay, first of all, you know, we kind of briefly talked about this. You mentioned the Oculus. We've had this thing for what, 4 or 5 years? Are you excited to try this? Are you going to buy one? It's rumored to be around $800.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
You're going to buy one?
Sign me up, bro. All right, so I'm really excited about this. I think that, okay, so what we've always come back to when it comes to this metaverse idea is the fact that the immersive properties of the metaverse, it's not here. And what we really have is just a video game that doesn't let you kill people. That's what the metaverse is. It's a video game. It's an open world video game where you don't get guns and stuff. Grand Theft Auto does this way better, right? And so that's where we're at. And it's not because of a lack of inspiration and vision and community. The community's there. People want it. You see the amount of money that poured into Decentraland, into the sandbox. You have a lot of institutions going and opening up stores or locations or buying land, promoting sandbox and Decentraland. People want it. The big disconnect here, though, is the fact that the headsets are not here. The immersive environment, because to get exposure to these metaverse quote unquote games right now is to sit in front of a computer and with the mouse and keyboard or a controller and run around.
Okay, I bought a VR headset one time. Those things are hella uncomfortable. Like I got glasses and it wasn't fitting over it.
Okay.
So I'm saying, what are people supposed to put these bulky, uncomfortable, sweaty?
That's what is so prolific about this, about where this space is going. And hopefully we take not a step, but a giant leap towards what the future technology will look like. Instead of wearing this big shoebox on the front of your face, you're gonna have more of like a goggles, and those are gonna come down. And little by little,
like swimming goggles?
Yeah, like swimming goggles.
Contact lens.
And so little by,
you know, you took Thinking about that.
You're
What if it was
going
a contact
to,
lens?
we're going to get to a place to where it gets more and more comparable to a pair of glasses. First of all, you know those glasses that the old people wear that they drive the Buicks. You know the ones that like those.
Why are you saying old people drive Buicks? I drive a Buick. I guess I'm kind of old. What is old? 35?
No, I was
It's
thinking
whatever
about.
you
I was
feel.
thinking about like
My grandma?
collecting
Again?
Social Security checks is
Like retirement age.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those you said those blue blockers as they're called. those big
Rob, will you give an all out to our new friend here, XRP Haas?
XRP Haas. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. So here's the thing. The technology ain't here yet. The demand is here. The community is here. And the money's here too. I mean, the amount of investment that people are putting into these projects is astronomical, at least compared to what devs can raise for a traditional game. You want to go create a video game, you'd be lucky to get a few $1 million if you're not well established. But you go and put Metaverse and throw it on a blockchain and throw it on an exchange, you get billions of dollars, right? And so the money's there. The one lacking side of Metaverse is the gear, is the headset. And so I'm expecting to see something that's a little lighter, a little bit more form factor, more compact, with an improvement in graphics. Because if you've played any of these VR headsets that isn't tied into a supercomputer, the graphics suck. Let's be real.
Okay,
And
so if the technology and the hardware isn't here yet, why are you spending $10 billion a year? Mark Zuckerberg.
because he's investing in the technology. You can't wait for somebody. Okay, how much money did Elon Musk pump into the electric car? It was billions of dollars over the course of negative net gains. No sales.
Yeah,
in
but
the
that's
cars.
what Tesla was meant to do. And it was a brand. But it was a brand.
No, that's what a visionary business leader did to take it to the next level.
But he
The
started
same
the
thing
company
with
based
SpaceX.
off. But yes, but those companies
Mark
started
Zuckerberg,
on that
he's
path.
trying to take this
He's
industry to the next
pivoting.
level.
He is literally pivoting from a social media platform to Web3 to a.
Well, Web3 is going to live on social media.
I'm just saying he's making a large pivot, and you can see the investors don't like it because the stock has dropped dramatically.
That's fine.
So
You
to
can,
me,
you,
he's
and you know
taking
what? There's
too big of a risk.
when Amazon got into Amazon Web Services, there was a front page article on like
back
Business
in like 2002
Weekly,
or something, right?
and it literally says, "Why is Amazon getting into web services?" There and then their stock dropped. It kind of looks stupid looking back, right?
Yeah.
Why? Okay. Do you not agree that a metaverse, it will come eventually and there will be mass adoption?
Yes. I don't know about mass adoption.
Then why are you throwing shade at the person going the hardest at it?
The dude's an alien, man. Have you seen his interviews?
So the tech, yeah, he's got those little beady eyes. Looks like a hamster, bro.
Did you see that one video where he was doing an interview and they asked him to take his jacket off? His sweater or jacket, and there was some weird stuff in there. Yeah, but we're still pretty far off. I think we both agree.
I want to add one more thing. There is also another idea that can be applied to this new Google and whatever, military application. Imagine you can train people in kind of surrounded,
like mimic the terrain of like another country or something.
Yeah.
So
it can be a big contract there.
Also, on the training, not just military, so just training in general.
Training in general.
So I actually saw a commercial where they're discussing VR headsets and metaverse. They're discussing that a surgeon, for example, can practice surgery thousands of times. And so you can take that.
So what are the cadavers?
You can expand that. You can expand that over and over again to any industry, anything that needs repetition. You can go to a flight simulator for the commercial airline industry. You can go into how to run a cryptocurrency TV show in real time.
Swimming. You can swim and you can learn how to swim in the metaverse.
Also, they're gonna get away from the screen on the inside. I don't know. Hopefully this next one will alleviate that. So right now what you have is you have two little TV pictures basically inside of your headset. And what they're going to do is they're going to actually project a hologram in the headset in front of you. And so it's supposed to be more realistic. And so no more TV screen. And now they're going to be just shooting lasers in your eyeballs. Yeah.
Great. Well, is there such thing as eyeball replacement surgery? Because I think we're all going to need those.
I'm telling you, man.
It was a nice movie. What
I'm
was it called?
excited. I think the time, the investment that Meta has made, and people could throw shade at Meta, but the investment in time that Meta has put into developing this hardware and seeing where it was 3 or 4 years ago when it came out, when I first tried the Oculus Quest and I got in there, it was an epiphany moment where I was like,
It was
whoa.
cool, yeah.
It's like you get in there and you're like doing the tightrope walking over the city, and then you're like looking and you got this fear of heights. And this is with some rudimentary graphics. It was over encompassing of my sensories. Like it was like I was there and I felt fear and anxiety for being very
Did
high.
you feel FUD, Robin?
And yeah, tons of FUD. Tons of FUD. And yeah.
That is fun. The first time I tried the Oculus was fun too.
And if that's what it looked like 3 years ago, holy crap, man. I'm telling you.
So you're really going to buy this $800?
Yes, 100%. Because I have no doubt that this headset that's coming out is going to be the foray into the metaverse. Because you're going to have, now, whether or not the software that runs on it is proprietary and that it's only controlled by Meta, or if Meta lets you use the headset and get into third-party games, that's what it sounded like. He did the interview with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about all of the development and third-party developers, like the boxing games and things of that nature. So that, I think, I'm very excited, man. Very excited. I think it's going to be,
Time will tell.
was it October 11th, right? It comes out. It's announced.
What happened? What happened? What did I miss?
No.
Rokyoshi. No, David, you're going to buy those 800 set until Robin's ACH comes through. That was funny. All right, guys, that'll do it for the show. Anything else you guys want to add before we sign off?
That's it, bro.
That's it. All right, guys, make sure you join our community ran Discord. The link is in the description of this video. We have a lot of fun in there. We have some crypto talk. We have some not so crypto talk. And if you're a whale member, or yes, make sure you.
Did we get the 10% off codes for?
No, we need to do that. Rocco. Let's get on those 10% codes for our new whale members. Jimmy, and Redman.
All right, got it.
Speaking of merchandise and discounts, check out our merch store ran by the Don himself. You will find not just Sin City crypto merchandise, but also you will find other more general cryptocurrency. You like my type today? No, you never like anything that relates to me because you're a hater. So you and Kenny G should probably go hang out. I wonder where he lives. So, and then finally, if you're not a member of the show, which with everything Jimmy's gifted and Brokyoshi and Marky Mark, I believe every single person here is a member. So thank you for your support. And
yeah, go watch the videos, the member-only video too.
There's a member-only video?
Yeah, members only.
Oh, yeah. If you're a new member, we do have members-only videos that you now have access to.
You can
go watch those.
Meet Larry the Bird, my homie.
You want to learn how to overcook a New York strip, watch Robin's members-only video. And if you want to see
drive a car too.
Yeah, there you go. If you want to see Rocco drive a car. All right, Rocco.
Yes, it's time.
Oh, the outro. Friends, family of friends, and friends of family. We thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday here at Sin City Crypto. Make sure have your notifications on because we'll be releasing more content as the days go by. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Vegas time. Until then, peace.
Welcome, Matthew. New member.